Hi guys, in the last 2 or 3 tutorials, we've been looking at how to filter records with single condition, and we've been doing that using different operators. In this tutorial, we're going to be looking at situations where we have to filter records using multiple conditions, maybe 2 conditions or 3 conditions or 4 conditions like that. So we're going to be looking at a filtering record with multiple conditions. Okay, so just as a quick refresher, to filter record with single condition, let's say select all from our table, employees. So if I select all from employees, I have 1000 records. So what if I want to filter this? Say I only want to see those employees working in maybe tools department. So what I can do is to say select star from employees where department and specify the name of the department I want. So where department equals tools. So select all employees where department equals tools. So if I run this, I have 39 employees working in tools department. How do I know? How do I validate that? I come to the department because it's my condition and I can scroll down. If I see any other department apart from tools, then something is wrong with the query. Okay, because that's the condition. So, but today we are looking at a situation where you want to specify like 2 conditions. Say, for instance, um, for instance, let me do a quick select so we can see. Maybe we have a requirement that says, maybe we have a requirement that says, let me quickly put something up here. A requirement that says, uh, create a report of all employees working in the in tools department, in tools, coding, and maybe sports. So now you see this is just more than one department. You want to specify like 2 conditions, even though you are still using department, but how do you connect this? Because what we've been seeing so far is just to use maybe hire date, just to use maybe last name like that. But now we are using department, but we are using 3 different departments. So how do we generate this report? So what we can do is to say select star from employees where department equals, then it's going to be the first one, say tools. Okay, so let's run this, just this. So all we have 39 employees working in tools. But how do I bring in the clothing? So what I can do is to come here and say or. Okay, so what we are learning today is this keyword. This can be used for multiple conditions or can be used for multiple conditions. So I'll just say or department equals clothing. So let's run these two. Now we have just two. Okay, let's see. When we run just twos, we have, let's run again. So we have 39 employees working in twos. But now, if we run this as well, now we have 88 employees working in tools and clothing. So if I come here to validate my output, all I'm going to see is tools and clothing. And we have 88 employees. So how do I bring in sports? So I still go down and say our departments equals sports. And I can go on and on and on like that and keep saying or. So let's run this all together. Now we have 122 employees working in this free department. So if I come here, I'm going to say sports, tools, and clothing. Okay, so that's how to use her, and we can apply this on any of the column. So we could do it on employee ID. We could do it on anyone. We could use it on anyone. Okay, so um, another way to do this, because imagine that you have like 12 departments or 20 departments. So are you going to be doing clothing or sports like that? So that's not efficient. So another way to do this, if I don't want to do this like this, is I'm just going to get rid of all this. Okay, I'll get rid of all this and say select start from employees where departments in. Okay, that's another keyword I'm introducing to you. Okay, so I can just say where departments in, then I open parentheses. So the first one, tools, the next one is clothing, and sports. Okay, so this is still going to work the same way, and this is shorter, is quicker. I don't need to keep saying or and her and her. So this can work for me as well. So I just say where department in this three department. Okay, so let's run and see what we have. We still have 122 records. So we have the same result. This is faster, this is more efficient. If I scroll down, that's all I'm going to have. Sports, tools, clothing, that's all I'm going to have. If I had one more department, it's still going to show whatever you want to do. So this is a better way of doing that. Okay. So whatever you're comfortable with, if you're comfortable with in, if you're comfortable with how, it all depends on the requirements. Okay. We can use this for, let's say we want to use this for first name as well. You could do the same thing. Or where employee ID, let's do employee ID. So can remove all this and say let me show you employee ID. So we can say where employee ID in one, two, three, like that. So or we could do where first name, for instance, and also do where first name in Barry. So we only want to see Barry. Maybe the requirement says Give me a report that shows these three or these four employees. So I can say, well, first name equals Barry, or first name equals Ariel, or first name equals Sydney, or first name equals Bethany. Okay, but this is faster. Whichever one you choose is going to work. So, but let's use this. Okay. And Sydney. Let's add one more. Um, Bettina. Okay. So we want to see only these four guys. Right now we have how many records? Right now we have 122. So now we are doing select star from employees where first name in Barry, Ariel, Sydney, and Brittany. Brittana. So we only want to see this. Let's run. And we have 5 rows. Okay, 5 rows. Yeah, because now we have two guys with the same name but different last name. So that's all we have. Barry, Ariel, Sydney, Bettina. Yeah, we have Bettina twice. So that's how to use in. So what if I don't want to see these guys? Though I can just say, well, first name not in. This is another keyword. So I can just say the opposite. I don't want to see these guys. So if I run this, you won't find them. Now we have 995 instead of 1000 records. So these five guys are missing. Like that. So you can apply these on the last name column. You can apply this on email. You can apply this on hire dates. You can say where hire date not in this date or this date or that date, or where hire date in. And you can also use or. So this is really handy. So the takeaway from this tutorial is that where you use or for multiple conditions to specify multiple conditions, most of the time you will be able to use in as well, most of the time. So the takeaway is you have two keywords to use, in, and of course if you want the opposite of in, you can just say not in. Just the same way when we look at null is null and is not null. Okay, so it's just the same way where first name in this or where first name not in this. So it depends on the requirement, it depends on what you want. I'm going to say this again. Please, if you really want to learn SQL and know it very well, you don't have to. It's not about cramming. It's about understanding the principle behind this. What does the requirement say? What does the requirement want? So when you think through this, it takes more of critical thinking. When you think through this, then you know what you want to write. Knowing the syntax is easy. Knowing all the syntax, the command, the keywords, that I think is not even um, the main thing, is not even the issue. So the main thing here is understanding, taking time to read through the requirement, because that's how it happens at work. In real life environment, they're going to send you email stating what the business wants. So take your time, read through the requirement, make sure you understand it. By the time you understand your requirement, if you don't, you can schedule a meeting with whoever is emailing you. You can have a meeting, you can respond to the email, asking some questions and stuff like that. So spend more time understanding your requirement before you start writing your query. Once you understand your requirement, you are like 75% done, and the query will just be 25%. Okay, so don't cram nothing. This is not cast in stone. I've just written this query this way. Some other people will come and write it in another way. So there is really no one way of writing the query. You see why it's not about cramming, it's about understanding, it's about critical thinking. I don't have to write it this way. I can come up with other ways to write this. And that's how it is. So thank you for watching. We're going to continue in the next tutorial, building on our knowledge on how to filter records with multiple conditions. So this is the first keyword we're looking at, which is or where we use in. So we looked at this for multiple filtering, and we said we can also use this or not in. Okay, so in the next tutorial, we're going to look at hand, how to use hand for multiple conditions. And when we are done with this filtering with multiple conditions, we're going to look at a lot of exercises. So that is for you to solidify what you have been learning from the very first tutorial. So we're going to be getting a lot of practice, a lot of quizzes, just to, just for you to solidify your knowledge about this. Thank you guys. If you are watching this and you like this tutorial, don't forget to click like. If you also don't want to miss out on any of the tutorials I'm still going to be uploading as part of this SQL series, don't forget to also subscribe. Thank you. I will see you in the next one.